Good.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Welcome, everybody, to our June 11th, 2024 Board of Education regular business meeting. May I please have a motion to call the regular business meeting to order? So moved. Charlie? Second. Linda? All in favor? Aye. May I please have a motion to move into executive session for the purpose of discussing matters leading to the appointment, employment, promotion, demotion, discipline, suspension, dismissal, or removal of a particular person or corporation? So moved, Linda. Second, Maria. All in favor? Aye. Thank you. We'll see you at 5 o'clock. All right. Welcome back, everyone. May I please have a motion to move out of executive session and into regular business again? So moved, Jen. Second, Carol. All in favor? Aye. Welcome, and please stand for the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. The meeting go to Jen first, like we did last year. You know what I mean? Like the last thing.
Remind me later.
Yeah, I will.
Okay. All right. I need a motion to amend the agenda to add under board business a resolution to approve the addendum to the employment agreement for Superintendent Neenan, and to add under consent agenda a resolution to approve employment agreements for assistant superintendents for business, assistant superintendent for administration and human resources, and assistant superintendent for instruction. May I have a motion? Maria? Second. Linda? All in favor? Aye. Okay, the agenda has been amended. We will start with our student liaisons.
All right, here we go.
Oh, we rock, paper, scissoring? Yes,
Oh, we
let's
gotta
go.
do that.
Wait,
What is that?
So you get to choose.
Okay, so you win.
I feel like there's a little bias for there. We're gonna keep going until I lost.
I guess we're going first.
All right.
So, hello everyone, and I hope this week has been treating you all well, as it has for us, especially the seniors. So, starting off strong, some of our Titan students qualified for track and field states, and apparently some of them actually won. So, congratulations to Calvin for high jumps, Aiden for pole vault, James for shot put, and Jerry, Patrick, and Henry and Oliver for the 4x8. So congratulations to you guys, and I hope everything went well for you. And then next, our Thomas Orchestra headed off to the Darien Lake for their annual Darien Lake Music Festival. And so the concert orchestra received a record, or like a really high score for about 96.1, and it also gave them the ranking with honor and distinction and first place in the AA division. And then our Philharmonic Orchestra was also awarded the Grand Judges Award for having the highest score among all the other ensembles, which is a great honor. So congratulations to all the musicians who participated that day. Now, if you didn't know, yesterday was Thomas's not-so-school-mandated senior skip day. So, yeah, a dentist appointment or maybe a doctor's note to say that they were sick. Well, some may say that the weather was not the best, but I'd say that I have had a great time on my couch. And lastly, I'd just like to thank you all for listening to what I've had to say over these past 4 years. I really started doing this my freshman year at first just to make myself more comfortable with public speaking, to make myself more known, and just to be more confident. And not only did I gain a lot of practice, but I've gained a community and friends who have continued to encourage me inside and outside of these walls. Having this opportunity to say what's been happening in our school has been a pleasure, and I'm so excited to see what Jocelyn and Naya will continue to do with this amazing opportunity. Thank you, and enjoy the rest of your evening.
Thank you, Lauren.
Thank you. I know. Oh, well, yeah, we're going to talk in just a second. So go ahead, Jocelyn. You guys go finish them up.
Last Monday, Student Council hosted its first successful Titan Ball event after COVID. Mr. Dykstra formed a physics team, and they got second place. And then our group of seniors won. I forgot their team name. But we had 30 students participate, and we're hoping that eventually it'll get bigger and bigger. And so it was really fun. Next, for our Holocaust and Genocide Studies, we had our Informed project this year, Informed Action, and we chose to connect with the association Trillium Health in Rochester, and we put out boxes and signs and went on the morning show to collect sanitary products, food, and children's books. And actually, we're dropping them all off tomorrow. We got a lot of boxes to donate, and it was really successful. Also, this past few weeks, we've had very successful award ceremonies for all of our grades. I have to say, I had a very successful evening myself. I received the Eastman School of Music Award and a $120,000 scholarship to Alfred University. And we're all proud of these Titans, and Lauren killed it too.
Oh, yeah.
And we can't wait to see what next year brings. Next, the Webster Thomas Shakespeare Apprentices held their annual Shakespeare monologue competition on June 6th. Students, parents, and staff came out to support the students who recited some of their favorite Shakespearean monologues in front of our celebrity judges, who were Mr. Ehrman, Mr. Dykstra, Mrs. Byrne, and the 2020 regional winner, Haley Warren. Dominic Mangano, Abigail McNett, and Brooke Hoffer each broke legs and won awesome prizes. Next, the 20th annual Webster Thomas Student Art Show will take place on Tuesday, June 18th from 5 to 7 p.m. in the Art Hall. It's a fantastic celebration to celebrate the hard work and creativity that happens in the art hallway.
Including Naya, she's
Yes.
participating.
Come on down. And it's going to be really cool, so you should come on down. Also, next Tuesday, Triumph is having its induction ceremony at 7 p.m., so you can just come right after. We have new inductees coming in and some performances from our current members. And finally, we finished our concerts of the season. The auditorium was full of dancing from show choir, Beatles music from Select, and swing music from the jazz ensembles. Singing with Lauren for one last time was wonderful and truly magical, and I have looked up to her for years, and I'm going to miss her so much next year. Her words will forever touch my heart, and I cannot wait to see all the wonderful things that you do. So thank you.
I know it. Woohoo. It's great. I know it. Naya?
Hello, everyone. Wrapping up the end of the year, Thomas had its annual alumni car show. Students were incredibly thrilled to check out the cars from past or current students, even if you know absolutely nothing about cars, like me. It was a great and fortunate experience, and we were lucky to have it at Thomas. Students like myself and teachers are also saying their unfortunate goodbyes to Ms. Harrison, the Drawing 1 Studio and Art and 3D Foundations teacher. Personally, having her as a teacher myself, we will miss her bright energy, sweet personality, and support. At the same time, we are excited to welcome the next art teacher and can't wait to have her be a part of the Thomas Art experience. In addition, the Black Brown Student Union held a Juneteenth celebration last Thursday with music decorations with free stickers and bracelets. Unfortunately, the plans for an outdoor cookout were canceled due to weather, but we still made do and incorporated cultural food into the lunch that was served that day. For the rest of the week, the students like me are either prepping or stressing about the Regents and celebrating the end wrap of the year. I am so grateful to be a part of this, and I'm so sad to see Lauren go. I feel like I just started doing. Not only do I feel, but I actually did just start doing this. And I'm glad to be a part of it and look forward to next year and new beginnings. And for Lauren, she has been a great mentor, friend, and president of the Black Brown Student Union. She always does her best to listen and understand, and I look up to her ability to organize and look after people. I know that no matter where she goes, she's going to do great things and continue to inspire people like me. Thank you, Lauren, and thank you guys all for everything, and see you next school year.
All right. Thank you. All right, before we go to Schrader, I'm just going to say a couple words, and then I'll be able to talk about Schrader as well. So first of all, Naya, it's been great having you this year, and I think we have 2 more years with you, correct? And Jocelyn, again, also, I think we have 1 more with you, right? So thank you both very, very much. We love having you come. Lauren, wow, what an amazing 4 years it has been. And what you said a few minutes ago touched me in such a great way, in the sense that You talked about you wanted to grow. Wow, we have seen you and witnessed you grow right in front of us. And I know I speak for all of us up here that we are so proud of you. We're excited about next year's Spelman. And we will always have many different moments, whether it's the drama productions or some of the concerts that Jocelyn was referring to, or singing at Frontier Field, or singing in front of the entire openings day staff. That was amazing. You rocked it then, and you brought the house down, and we're so proud of you. So good luck at Spelman, and thank you for everything you've done for us in Webster.
No, truly, thank you. It has really been an honor. I'm so glad that I have been able to be in the space and grow from each and every one of you. I'm really thankful, so thank you.
It's great, and know that this is always home, so you can always
yeah.
come back. So
Oh, I've
how about a
got
round of
that.
applause for Lauren? All right, we'll turn it over to the guys from Schrader now.
Oh boy. It's kind of a high bar. Well, good evening. And for now, truly one last time, I'm Roman, and next to me is Tristan. And we are excited to be able to present yet again the past month news of Schrader. And now that's coming all to an end. Now, Mr. Benz told me last month that this last month of school is going to fly by, and I didn't believe him. I thought, I'm going to be dragging my feet, it's going to suck. But now that I got 2 more days, I'm actually a little scared, but I'm excited.
2 days of high school is extremely scary to be thinking about, and then I'm going to be in a different state months. This is all scary, but Schrader did some good things this month. So first off, Schrader hosted the Special Olympics on the 29th. The whole county came together to hold such a special event. The Schrader gym classes went out to go watch and celebrated everybody's efforts.
Now, of course, a little bit later, we did have our decision day. And again, it was late because, the federal government. But the day was great regardless. Us seniors got to enjoy some amazing chocolate and vanilla cake. Personally, I went for the chocolate. Chocolate cake's the superior kind. And when you walk by the senior lounge now, you can see where all the seniors are going next year. And we have chosen to read off the remaining 310 names of the students and where they're going.
So first off, we've got Corinthia Griffith. She's going to Harvard.
Okay, you know what, Tristan? I'm not gonna lie, I'm already kind of tired of this. Let's go on.
All right. So the very next Friday, us seniors had a little surprise for the staff that morning. I don't know if you guys heard about it. When all of our staff members came to work, they found their parking spaces filled with a pool, a bouncy castle, a water slide, a volleyball game, and the smell of fresh pancakes. Roman and I, we wound up getting there at 5 in the morning that morning. I got 1 hour of sleep. In the morning to get it done, we got it set up. Thanks to some help over at Bernie's Bouncers, we got everything set. Spent about $300 on supplies, but you know what? It has got to be the best senior prank going down in Schrader history. I had a blast. Everybody else had a blast. We had a drone that came up and took some pictures. It was honestly very, very memorable, and it made for a perfect start for our senior week. And the Darien Lake trip went very, very well. After that, we had everything cleaned up by the time those buses left.
That's right. Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
Now, speaking of Senior Week, Webster Schrader, we're very proud that we shattered our very own record for the amount of students attending Camp Corey this year. Last year, they held the record at 90 students. But this year, the class of 2024, we brought our A game. We had over 200 students attend the trip this year. And now the trip, it was amazing, especially since it wasn't on the weekend.
Wow.
We had
That's
80-degree
great.
weather, but we also zip-lined. We created a party bus on the water, played lots of volleyball, ate questionable food, not just during the food eating contest, had a slip inside, I started a riot, and we made some tie-dye shirts and lots more.
I love how he just slips that in there.
Oh, yeah. Alrighty, and then, of course, for whatever known reason, I don't know if it was doctor's appointments, dentist, I don't know what was going on, but no one of the seniors showed up last Thursday. Why weren't you there, Roman?
In other news, there was a senior breakfast that following Friday, and the Schrader Kitchen put together a spread of French toast, sausage, eggs, bacon for all us seniors to enjoy, and it was, quite frankly, it was delicious. I don't know about you, Tristan, but I did enjoy it. And we also gave out some paper plate awards, made by me, guys, And Mr. Peck gave an amazing speech, And, of course, after we heard Officer Hurley alongside Fire Chief, I think it was
Zimmerman.
Zimmerman?
Yep, Mr.
Zimmerman. And they taught us about, some road safety right before the night of ball.
And speaking of ball, we held ours last Friday at Arbor at the Port. It made for a very, very nice venue with an open bar slinging out Barry Benz's and Schrader Sunshine mocktails. Later that evening, we had quite the mosh pit going down. I did not take one step outside of that mosh pit, and I even got crowd surfed, which I didn't think people could do, but they did it. And that night made for a fantastic ending to our senior week and a memorable night for all of our seniors, which is great to hear.
Now, I do not know about you, but the news of Schrader that we have received from our teachers and all our other staff members has made me confident in Schrader's condition for this month. And we look forward to seeing you all next month. Oh, wait.
This is our last board meeting. Alrighty, we highly appreciate the opportunity to report about what Schrader has been up to, and we look forward to going into college, seeing how Schrader does and progresses from afar. It's been our absolute honor and a privilege to be Schrader's 2023 to 2024 liaisons, and we wish our replacements good luck. And good luck to you guys with our replacements, too. We hope they're good. And y'all better have a great summer, okay? I know I'm going to have a great one. You guys have a good one, too.
We will.
That was great. Yay. All right, first of all, thank you guys very much. I think I can speak again for everyone up here that this is why we do it. And we have absolutely loved every minute about all of your reports this year. They've been entertaining. I actually love the one Webster rock, paper, scissors contest at the beginning. Maybe that's a tradition I think we want to carry on. But I know I speak for all of us up here, too, saying we're excited about VMI, Virginia Military for Tristan, and Cornell for Roman. And you guys are going to definitely do incredibly fantastic there. But we want, the speech and debate, the opening day stuff that you're a part of, and we really can't thank you enough for everything the two of you do. You represent Webster in the greatest way possible, and we really appreciate you guys.
It's been an honor. We've been happy to do it.
It's been an absolute honor, and we couldn't have done it without you guys. So thank you guys.
Good luck, guys.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Thank you so much, guys.
Thanks, ladies.
Yeah.
Yeah, the three of you will see at graduation. Oh, did you get it? Was that what it was? You win, Joni. You're next.
Yeah, it's all right. It's all right.
Thank you, guys. Take care. Have a great night. Thanks.
I think WTA needs to go first next year. Going after that. I have no one to play rock, paper, scissors with. Officer Early. Neil will make sure we're safe. All right, you guys. I come with a sign. Thanks in many, many languages. They are amazing. They are the best representation of everything we have. And all of you. There's so many little people. This is so cool. All right, you guys, our theme tonight will be short, but will be very sincere thank yous. Thank you first to our liaisons. They do. They represent what's the best in all of us. Real short clips of elementary schools. They're doing their butterfly units. Not only are they learning inside the classroom, but we live in a great area. They go off to Strong and they validate all their findings and continue with their inquisitive learning. Our field days. Heard there were beach days coming up. Believe this is Thursday of next week. DeWitt is doing a beach field day. And what I heard was so cool about it are the different ages at different times, as well as the live streaming so people can see it that can't normally get there. That is pretty awesome. Our middle schools, our WTA members continue to be so busy and with wonderful things. Civil War is always taught at all the grade, not all the grade levels, but all the schools at some point in time. Kids are wondering about the military, the uniforms, the attire, and the games. Rock, paper, scissors back then. I'm sure it was. Our Rainbow Day. That ended up being a wonderful part where our student voices were heard through the buttons. Hundreds of buttons were created across this district with inspiring voices and students using their lunch to pin and make and create tolerance and acceptance. Our music, Concert in the Loop, what a cool idea. Willink has it, Thomas comes over, everybody was there. I can't wait to see pictures of this. I think the senior trip was also incredibly, but PTSA was there too. Concerts not only in the Loop, but that Seabreeze trip. You know those 8th graders love it, and that's one to keep on the books, whether they're performing or riding and enjoying the park. Our high schools. If you have not had an opportunity yet at Schrader or Thomas, please get to that job fair. That has morphed into something I've never seen before in one area, and the vendors, the colleges that came, the employers that came and did interviews on the spots. It was just amazing. The programs, kids, freshmen, sophomore, junior, seniors, there to see what is available. 2-year programs, 4-year programs, the trades, the first responders. It's all there. It's all in one room. And it's, when they left, people were like, should we do this twice a year? It was really, has morphed into something just incredible from our WTA members and collaboration. Our libraries continue to be sites for service projects. Our letters of recommendation, first you're a job reference, and then you turn into not turn into, but you're asked to do letter of recommendation for colleges and then scholarships. Hundreds upon hundreds were written this year. Parades, middle and elementary are looking forward to seeing those students come back, and the students are looking forward to coming back. OWL, our first graduating class. They have decided to cross the stage and will be members of will walk the stage as they walk the halls, as they are part of the clubs, they are part of the classes, and they are part of the culture at Thomas. Cannot wait. Goal, 1 week from this evening, WTA members will also speak at their graduation. Food options, we have pantries for our WTAs are helping with pantries at all 4 secondary buildings. Not only that, but in parent squares and in newsletters, you will find out WTA members are trying to get out there different avenues for parents, for families, for students to have food over the summer. It's very important, as we all know. Our second thank you, a huge, huge thank you. Parent squares went out, emails went out, Sign Up Genius went out, and parents answered. All of you probably did. From WTA, thank you. Our Staff Appreciation Week, we cannot do without everyone. And it feels, donating 30 trail mix bags, just the response that came in from all week was just amazing. Thank you. Now, our exec board and our rep council, we have some changes coming up too next year, as we know you do. But our vote coat will continue recruiting and trying to fix Tier 6 so we can recruit and we can keep people in our district. SEPTA, 6 scholarships. WTA scholarship, 5 scholarships. It's 11 scholarships just within our organization. Professional development, the Writing Revolution, and Justin Murphy's Your Children were the 2 high books of choice this year that people got involved. Members read, had tough discussions, hard discussions, all in interest of our best interest of our children. WTA Cares, Craig Johnville. He has his own version of our triathlon that he had us run. He had us run and stroll in October. He had us plunge in January, and this past weekend, he had us biking for diabetes, along with all the reading and contributing to all the other affairs. What a way to go. Our last is birdsong. Thank you. Shannon, thank you. Shayna, thank you. We are changing positions. Our leadership roles are changing in WTA, and we wanted to make sure you know that we thank you for running again, and staying and running again. Your years have really made a difference. All of you make a difference, and we appreciate what you do. Wishing you joy, peace, and health. Thank you.
Thanks, Joni.
Thanks, Joni.
Thank you so much. Joni, thanks for always bringing a positive lens to everything, and also sharing a story and helping us tell our story as a district. We appreciate you very much, Joni. All right. Very good. Sarah.
Yes. All right, moving on to our celebration for tonight. Sarah, do you and your family want to come up, and John?
Yeah, come on up.
Thanks, Joni. Come on up.
What an exciting time.
Hi, everyone.
Hi, Sean.
I'm Sean Striggy, proud athletic director of the Warriors, Schrader and Spry. And I am excited that I have the opportunity to take a few minutes tonight to brag about Sarah Ferruza. And we dragged her family up here as well. The last time we got to recognize her, she was wearing catcher's equipment. So she looks a little different tonight, a little more presentable to the board, obviously. But it's very unique. We've been up here before to talk about individual sport athletes who perhaps have gone on to win an individual state title or something like that. We've not really done this with a team sport athlete, but we're going to do it tonight. We've joked that Sarah has been our winningest Warrior for a long time. And the reason for that is because she has played more games probably than any person that has worn our uniforms, and she's won a lot more of them as well. She started in the 1920 school year as an 8th grader on basketball. Back then, she was a little bit shorter, but the same smile and the same style of play. She played 5 seasons of basketball. She played 4 seasons of volleyball, and ended up being a captain there, and 3 seasons of varsity softball. So it's pretty rare to have somebody that is able to play that many varsity seasons anyway. But what's also unique, and there's a couple more of paragraphs here, if you let me keep going.
Yeah.
One of them is that she's won a state title in each one of those sports. We do think that there's probably other kids that have won 3 state titles in 3 sports. We're not sure. We had the state look it up, and we don't know that they've won them in 3 consecutive years. So Sarah might be the only one, and we had them doing some homework earlier in the fall, because this past fall, obviously, she was able to win her last with volleyball. So her sophomore season, just to recap, sophomore season she won a state title in the spring with softball, and her junior year and her winter season, 25 wins, school record, and a state title in girls basketball. And then obviously this past fall in girls volleyball. Pretty remarkable, those feats. But that's not it. There's another paragraph. And the last paragraph is that she finishes her high school career with 184 team wins, which we know is a record. We've done the math, and we've eliminated all the teams that could have caught her, or all the people that could be in the same classification as her, and there just isn't anyone else. So it's sort of unique because, again, it's a team sport player, but we're honoring her for something sort of special. She's been an all-county player. She's been a team captain. She's gone from little 8th grader to team mom and everything in between. But it's been a lot of fun. Prior to this season, so 49 volleyball wins, 77 basketball wins, and then let me do some quick math in my head here: 57 softball wins, which is quite a lot. if there are some aspiring warriors out here in the crowd, perhaps, it's a pretty high bar to try to catch, but you're going to want to be like Sarah anyway. You would have to average for 12 varsity seasons, which means you played 3 sports in each year that you're in high school. You'd have to average 15.3 wins per season just to tie her. It's probably insurmountable, which is pretty amazing. So anyway, we honored her at one of her softball games as the winningest warrior, and we're pretty sure that this record's going to hold up for a long time. So they were nice enough to let us come here tonight and give her a certificate of achievement and tell her how much she means to us. So congratulations.
Thank you.
Hey.
She did ask if they were going to ask questions. I said, I think they all have 2 or 3 questions
Yeah, I'll
about
let you
each of your seasons, so fire away.
All right, so back in 8th grade, Sarah. No, I'm just kidding. No, but I will say I have been privileged to be able to see many of those games. Not every single one of those games, but many of those games. And there's a piece, there's an ingredient in all of those victories, especially those state teams. And it was the camaraderie of the team. And that is the thing that you don't necessarily, will never see in the numbers, that Sarah brings to every single team she's on, and that is that concept of a teammate. And I have been more than impressed by that with you, Sarah, and I'm so proud of you. I'm excited about Nazareth next year. You're local, so we can come and actually continue to watch you and see you continue to grow and flourish, maybe in 2 sports. I don't know. Maybe they'll want you in all 3. But Sarah, it's been so impressive, but I've also just been so honored to watch how humble you are, too. When a team wins, Sarah's right there to actually put all the accolades on her teammates, and I am incredibly impressed with that. You are our winningest warrior, and I'm so proud of you. Congratulations.
Thank you. Oh, she's there. We go. Thank you. That's pretty cool. I know, such a good kid. All right. That brings us to our instructional reports.
All right, campus news. Could I please invite up Mr. Bodensteiner, Mrs. Lawrence, and Mr. Flood. And Mr. Bodensteiner, I know, is going to be calling up a few of our friends in the audience, too, so I'm excited about that. But the 3 of you, and Mr. Hurley, absolutely. Officer Hurley, that'd be great. Tonight's instructional report, our campus news, we'll start with elementary. So actually, you want to do elementary first, and then we'll bring the other ones up? Does that sound all right? All right, so here we go. We'll do our elementary part first. Mr. Bodensteiner has the name tag of Tristan B.
Might be disrespectful to Tristan. So, good evening, everyone. I have the honor and privilege of sharing out the elementary campus news tonight. And on behalf of all 7 elementary buildings, I'm trying to earn some brownie points by tackling all 3 Board of Education goals all at once tonight. So nobody likes to hear me talk, even my wife, so I brought some reinforcements, some Plank North students from pre-K all the way up to 5th grade, and are very grateful, before I forget, for their parents and family members, and we have several teachers here in the background that are here supporting our kids tonight as well. So I think you could have asked the same question to any 7 of the elementary buildings, but the prompt that our kids are going to be telling you about is what they've learned this year at the respective grade levels, why they're proud of it, and why. And my first guest is Miss Everly Schlegel, who is a pre-K student in Ms. DeWinn's class.
My favorite thing that I learned in school this year is that I help my friends and it makes me feel good.
Oh, yay. That's great.
For Mrs. DuPont's kindergarten class, I have Mr. Griffin Wade.
Hi, my name is Griffin Wade. This year In kindergarten, I learned how to count to my 100s and remember ones.
And how did you do that?
Because my teacher taught me.
Aww.
I have another good friend of mine, Mr. Cecil Croy, in Mrs. Wiedmer's class.
I learned how to do fractions this year, and I'm proud of it because a lot of kids who are younger than me don't know how to do it, and I learned how to do it because I practiced it. I practiced it with shapes.
Oh, very good. Good job.
My next victim, I mean my friend, is Mr. Mark DeFrancesca from Mrs. Gibbs's class.
In math, I learned how to do fractions, and I learned how many quarters there were, and I persevered through it.
Ooh, nice job.
Our next guest is a third grader from Miss Dauber's class, Lillian Catalana Steele.
I'm proud of my multiplication and division because last year I tried to do it, but I couldn't. And this year I could because we have math songs and stuff to like help us.
Did your sister help you at all since she's here?
Last year.
Yeah. Did she help you? She's here.
Kind
Be
of.
careful. All right, we'll go.
Good answer.
From Miss Bonsbach's fourth grade class, Abby Rokas.
One thing I'm proud of learning this year is geography because last year I didn't really know any states on the maps, but we've been doing geography tests and I got all the states.
All right.
And last but not certainly least, fifth grader from Miss Napolitano's class, Ellie Rook.
Something that I'm proud of was my reading. We did these 1-minute reading tests, and my score was in the 100s, but at the end of the year, it got to the 200s, and I was really proud of that because I just kept persevering and reading.
Woo-hoo. Nice job.
So thank you so much, and thank you again, friends and family members, for joining us. Have a great evening.
Thanks so much, Mr. B. I appreciate that. And now, Mrs. Lawrence and Mr. Flood and Officer Hurley, you guys want to join? That'd be great. Great job, Plank North friends. That's great. That's awesome.
A lot of math, reading, geography. Stuff like that. That's very true. Is Bowden Steiner?
Thank you. It's good to see you. Yeah, no. Good.
Am I going first then?
Yeah, we'll turn it over to Mrs. Lawrence.
Okay, so hi everybody, I'm Tiffany Lawrence. I'm the program director for Owl Middle. I'm here tonight in place of Ari Halaris because he welcomed a new baby into his family. I should have put her picture up there, but I didn't. So I'm here replacing him to give you an update on the secondary schools. So I have some slides that all of the principals submitted to me, and I'll just give you some quick updates. At Willink, kids are continuing to engage in problem solving as part of their academic journey. Among these opportunities, the 6th grade science classes experimented with electrical circuits, and the newest web leaders have worked together to solve team building challenges that are going to help them when they welcome our newest Willink students in August. Owl Middle, I know by heart this one. Owl Middle has been working hard to balance work and fun over the last month or so. The pictures are of like a lot of hands-on activities that our social studies and science teachers have been working with the kids on. And then some views from our family week where we do a variety of activities in the in the community so kids can practice their social emotional skills out in the real world, so to speak. And they did a great job with that. They've been they were really flexible, and that's hard for a lot of our friends. So really flexible with the schedules, and really enjoyed all of the things that we had going on for them there. We also had our incoming 6th graders visit the program, and current students gave an excellent tour and answered all of their really hard questions about what middle school is like. From Spry, they've had a productive and fun end of the year. They had their annual 8th grade celebration that included bounce houses, bonfire, a DJ, and games outside. 7th graders put Johnny from the novel Outsiders on trial, and apparently the verdicts were split. So no definitive answers there from the 7th graders.
It's a good debate.
Last, students can be seen in the top left corner of the screen working collaboratively in the FACS kitchen. Schrader had already spoken, right? We've heard from some of them.
Yeah.
So you'll see some pictures from some of the things that they talked about, Decision Day and the Camp Corey trip. Additionally, they mentioned that we had 42 Schrader Warriors who earned 43 seals of biliteracy, which is a huge accomplishment up there in the high school. They've had a lot of awards nights, art show, Pride Day, and we had a student win a Philharmonic Orchestra's music award. So they've had a lot going on up there. Owl High School has been working hard studying for Regents, preparing for their first graduating class of seniors, which we kind of already heard about too, which is so exciting. Really exciting for the middle school Owl kids to hear about that it is an attainable goal. At the top of the pictures we have, on the left, you can see Owl scholars participating in the Thomas Career and Trade Fair. In the middle, you'll see the students at the BOCES Skills Showcase, in video editing and grounds work. The bottom right is one of the seniors enjoying the PTSA Luminary Walk. And then they have pictures from the Equa Center that they do every year to go learn about horses and local agriculture. So Owl High School is super proud of all of their students this year as they've worked diligently in both their academics and social emotional learning. And then finally, at Goal, they did a lot. They sound like fun. Goal held their annual prom on Friday, May 10th at the Webster Arboretum. It was Candyland themed. They had a pasta dinner, an ice cream bar, and a candy bar. It was wonderful to see the students enjoying themselves outside of the school setting. On Friday, May 17th, students attended the Lilac Festival with residents from Unity Nursing Home, which sounds like it's a really nice tradition that the Goal program has engaged in. They look forward to it every year. Then on Sunday, May 19th, was the Luminary Walk. Students were able to walk through the Luminary Path, find their names, spend time with their friends and families who supported them, and pick up their lawn sign. They are hopeful for their students that they will be happy and successful given all of their success here in the Goal program. They also had a sophomore Goal student, Shay R., who was one of 5 students to win the coveted HOBY, Hobie? I don't know what it is, but someone does.
It used to be a 10th grade award.
Okay.
Basically, it's like a leadership organization.
Okay. So Shay R. was one of 5 who won that this year, which was great. They went on an annual trip to see the Red Wings game, which is one of their favorite field trips, and they worked with the 12-1 students to make and place birdhouses. Graduation for Goal students is on Tuesday, June 18th, and they're really excited to see all of the awesome kids walk the stage. So all in all, a great year from everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mrs. Lawrence. Thanks for pinch hitting for Ari. Congratulations
Yes.
to Ari and his family and everybody knows. So. All right, now we'll move over to Mr. Flood and Officer Hurley. Give us some safety, security, and emergency updates.
Hello, how are we doing today?
Great.
I had a couple quick things just to let the board know from a 30,000-foot level, because I know the public sometimes asks you guys questions on certain things we're doing. The Grenade drill, which is done annually once a year by the state and once every other year by the federal government. It used to be the plan was our entire district would evacuate to MCC at the initiation of an event there, and we've actually worked with the county to change that some, so that if the event is slow-moving enough, which most of the time it will be, we would actually do early dismissal, sending all the kids home. We would send the high school and middle school kids home first, so that they're there to receive any elementary kids that mom and dad aren't home for. That process would still take transportation a bit, but I will tell you, for example, at the fire at Schrader, transportation provided us with 22 buses in about 30 minutes, which was pretty remarkable at that time of day. So that would be the hopeful plan. If it's a fast-breaking event, we would still be going to MCC, but generally by design of the plant, that wouldn't happen. Tabletop drill, so everybody knows, we conducted a district-wide, what we call the Emergency Response Team Tabletop Drill a couple months ago. A vendor provided an exercise, a severe weather event, where we work with the senior management to get a feel for how that would happen in a real emergency and practice the skills they need and get them used to the fact that, frankly, we don't want them at the scene. We want them somewhere else to manage things while the first responders are doing their thing and we're liaisoning with them, so we did a drill there. Thirdly, the state is looking to change some of the terminology we use on these color-coded cards, which everyone sees. The big one is they want to go from lockout to secure lockout, because they're getting a lot of comments apparently that people don't understand the difference between lockout and lockdown. I think that's partially a training issue, but they're probably going to push that on us not until the 25-26 school year, because they get a lot of, and we've had that experience where parents get really confused, and so do some staff members, so they're going to make us change that. They're also going to push that we're supposed to train students and staff in all those terms we use, which is a little different, because students hear it through the drills, but they really haven't been talked to about shelter in place and evacuation and those things. So we may have to look at doing some of that stuff. Upcoming capital project, we just wanted to mention that for the new capital project, there will be some security planning. We're going to take a really good look at all the classroom doors and corridor doors and do some things to improve the security of the classrooms. So that's going to be something that'll take, obviously, the length of that project is through 2028, I believe, potentially, right now. So it'll take some work to do that and some planning, but we've already started meeting with vendors and having some conversations with the experts about that. Visitor management, we're going to do a new visitor management software starting July 1. We're getting rid of Raptor, and we're going to something called Visitor Aware, which will allow parents to check in with a QR code. If you've been to Plank South or Clem North, you may have seen an iPad sitting in the vestibule. That's what it's being used for. It's been pretty successful. Once they register once with their driver's license, the badge still gets printed in the office, but then they get a QR code. They walk up, scan the code, it checks them in. They then get a badge and can come into the building. There is a lot of potential for that system since it interfaces with Infinite Campus. We may be able to use it for later arriving students, but that would be a phase 2. First thing we need to do is get it in all the schools, the other schools installed this summer, and get everybody used to using it. Because it's a significant change in that parents now can actually pre-register for their visit online, so we'll have all that capability. And lastly, SRO, and I brought Officer Hurley to give kudos to him a little bit, because this entire year, due to some administrative personnel issues, we've only had one SRO, and I can tell you personally, Officer Hurley runs from building to building some days based just on phone calls I'm getting. Today, for example, I had to send him to State Road for an issue, followed by coming back over to Schrader because we had an angry parent who was threatening to come to the building. So he's been very, very busy, and I know maybe the board members, if they have any questions for him, it's a phenomenal asset for our district, worth every single penny we spend on the SROs in my opinion, so. I didn't know if the board had anything for Dave or.
No doubt about that, yeah.
Well, there's a lot of districts that don't feel that way.
I know. That's why I'm making it clear we do.
They're making a big mistake, but it's pays big. When I watch graduation and the kids come up and give him hugs after they've left the stage, that tells you something. And it's not just one or two.
Tells you a
It's
lot.
many kids do that. So that's, to me, just take a picture of that and tell
Yeah,
other boards.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Anything, Dave?
Just one of the other things that I got to do at Thomas last week was the mock DWI crash. Unfortunately, we had to cancel the crash for Schrader due to the weather. But I think going forward, the plan will be to do it every year, just switching schools.
Okay.
I think it'll be a lot easier lift on the other agencies as well as Wilberts and Barths, as opposed to getting 4 cars and towing back and forth. That'll be a lot easier for everybody involved. We'll have a built-in rain date and such, so I think we'll go do it every year, just alternate schools.
Dave, do we
And
bring
we'll-
juniors and seniors out to that?
Juniors and seniors
Right, so
came out
that
for
means
that.
that every kid will still get it.
Correct.
They might
Every,
get it the
yep,
junior
it'll be
year or
every
the
other
senior
year
year.
at school. So.
And every student driving to school is still required to attend the driving seminar
Yep.
that we put on. Which if anybody wants to see it, let me know. It's in August on a couple dates. We do that, we make them do that if they want a parking pass.
Yeah.
And I don't think a lot of districts do that either.
Right.
So,
And I'm glad you mentioned Wilberts and Barths because they are a huge partnership in a lot of different things, not just that, but that's a huge event.
Yeah.
And both are very supportive of the school district, so I'm glad you mentioned them as well.
Yeah, that
They
was a huge kudos to Wilberts, because that's a lot of money, really, that they could be losing by not scrapping that car, because
True.
there's a lot of materials still available on that car, and then when the fire department gets it and destroys it,
Very
it's
true.
not available. But, and it's also hard to find a car that's damaged, but still feasible to put children in for this demonstration.
That's a good point.
And it's
yeah.
also hard to find kids that want to do that, and they think it's fun until they start hearing the smashing of glass and breaking of metal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's
Yeah.
definitely very real for them. And I know it doesn't affect everybody. Not everyone gets something out of that, but there are some that it definitely affects, and it's. I think it's worth it. So.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah, go ahead.
Would you mind briefly explaining that for some of our board members who
Sure.
are and don't know what that simulator looks like?
So we have, I'll stage 2 cars, like at Thomas this year, that tree right in the front loop. This one, we did a rear end collision because of what happened at Spencerport a few weeks before. I'll stage cars that kind of look like a crash. Then as right before second block starts, I'll have anywhere from 4 to 8 students come out, meet us into the car. We give them safety glasses. I tell them to wear clothes, that they're probably going to get dirty. And they're aware of, kind of the role that they're going to play. Like somebody will play the suspect that was either distracted on their phone, under the influence. This year we had an adult actually from the Webster Health and Education Network. He actually played our deceased victim in this case. And then there were unrestrained passengers in the car. Once all the students come out, the juniors and seniors, they're in bleachers in the parking lot, being able to see. We have them, emergency responders down at Willink. We radio them, and it's just as if they called 911. So screaming down the road, lights and sirens, there's a police car, fire truck, ambulance. The police do their investigation. The fire department is securing the car and smashing glass and cutting the roof off the car, cutting the doors off, treating the students as patients. Some of them were taken out on their own, like they were able to walk out. Some had to be backboarded. I was really surprised. Penfield Ambulance staged a saline bag, and I was like, wow, this is really getting real now. They didn't actually give somebody an IV, but the effect was pretty real. I believed it. Anyway, but it's nice, that the kids that were in there got to see that, and I do feel bad for the ones that are in there because they're covered up with safety blankets while they're cutting, so they really don't get to see anything. So when everything was all done, the participants then got to work with the fire department to use the tools to make cuts on other doors or other things, so they got to feel what it was like. So I know that there was one student, Ruby Maripes, was like super excited. It's like, I think that's a possible career path for her. So she was pretty excited to start using the tools, and so
Because some of them are explorers.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. And I
Ruby
didn't realize
yeah.
that Ruby was at West Webster. So it's a good recruitment tool for the fire department. You know, I think the biggest thing is just to remind it that those crashes can happen to anybody. You know, and I actually struggled this year with, you know, should we even do a DWI arrest? You know, this crash could have been simple distraction, weather related, anything. So I'll probably go back and forth on that if there actually is an arrest made in some of the simulation, but the simulation will still, for the most part, be the same. There'll be victims inside the car. And sometimes I've had the kids in past write short blurbs of how that crash affected them and their loved ones, because I think that's what we forget. Like this, and Chief Zimmer said it best at that day, is especially in Webster, we're surrounded by all volunteers, and we live in the community, so the likelihood of one of our volunteers responding and seeing somebody in this crash that we know is pretty good. And that's happened to me on multiple occasions. Sometimes it's been good, sometimes it's been awful. But I think that's one of the things that we forget about in our close-knit community. I mean, it's a big town, but it's still pretty close.
And Dave, you commentate throughout the whole thing, too.
I shared that with Chief Zimmer,
Okay,
Brian
so
Zimmer.
between the two of you, the back and forth.
Yep.
So they're explaining it to the kids, and like you said, reading off statements from kids to their families, et cetera, et cetera. So it's pretty moving, it's pretty powerful. It's very, very sobering.
Thank you. I appreciate the opportunity to do
Thank
that.
you.
So.
Yeah, thanks.
That's all I have, sir.
All right, well, first of all, yes, I would just echo everything that Neil said, and we are super fortunate to have you.
Thanks.
As a part of our district, you are truly part of our family, and
Yeah.
appreciate all that you do.
Thank you.
And same to Mr. Flood, and same to Mrs. Lawrence. We appreciate you guys very much. I've just got one last thing. Mine is to our students. Students, obviously, thank you very much for a great year, but also remember, let's finish strong. We're not quite there yet. To our families and our community members, thank you for your ongoing support and partnership. And last but certainly not least, to our amazing One Webster staff, thank you for the role models that you play in our students' education throughout the year. And I look forward to graduations coming up on the 18th, 21st, and 25th. More can be found on our website. Thank you very much, and have a great summer.
Thank you.
Thanks.
All right. We are moving on to board business. So I'm going to start with recognizing our outgoing board members. I know I'm so awkward with these things, I'm not going to lie, which is why I'm reading word for word, because otherwise it'll just get weird. So, and Shanna's not here, but hopefully she's watching or can watch it back, so I'm going to read off my little script here. But it is my honor to recognize and express our gratitude to Shanna and Jennifer for their service on the Webster School District Board of Education for the past 3 years. Shanna and Jennifer, your commitment to our students, staff, and community is appreciated. Your time and effort in fulfilling your responsibilities as board members have contributed to the ongoing work of our district. You have participated in important decision-making processes and helped address the challenges we face in education. Serving on the board requires dedication, patience, and a willingness to engage with various stakeholders. And both of you have fulfilled these duties with integrity. Your participation has supported our mission to provide a supportive and effective educational environment for all of our students. As you conclude your tenure on the board, please know that your service has been valued. We are grateful for your contributions and wish you all the best in your future endeavors. So thank you to Shanna and Jennifer for your service to the Webster Central School District. You're welcome.
Okay. And I just will add just a small little piece. But I also want to add my thanks both to Janice's remarks, but to Jen and to Shanna. Both of your professional backgrounds and your expertise have been invaluable to this Board of Education throughout the years of your service. And both of you being parents of Webster students, you understand the needs of our students, families, and community. And thank you for offering those insights and perspectives as we work together to provide the best educational experience possible for our students. You both are absolutely champions of public education in the best part of that definition. And your efforts are appreciated. And I also want to say from the bottom of my heart, like I said a little bit earlier, your hearts for kids, both of you, I know she's not over there, I keep on looking over here too, but both of your hearts for our students are absolutely what drives your comments and your questions and holding our entire organization accountable for our students. So thank you so much, Jen, and we wish you the best.
Thank you.
Okay.
All right, Mr. Freeman, you're going to take it from here. I know.
I know. Anybody else want to leave?
I know.
So first up on my agenda for this evening is our March Treasurer's Report. Just want to point out March is our largest state aid month because March is actually the close of New York State's fiscal year. March 30th ends their fiscal year, so we get a bulk of our payments in March. So I just wanted to point that out. You'll see that as a large chunk of state aid has arrived for the month.
Questions? All right. With that, may I have a motion to approve the March and April 2024 Treasurers' Reports as presented? So moved. Carol, second. Jen, all in favor? Aye. Check.
Next up is a resolution to approve 3 labor contracts. Big thank you to my partner in crime, Mr. Swinson over here, and the help of Ms. Land and Mr. Neenan on a couple of these. For CCMA, our cleaners, custodians, and maintenance and sentries, our Educational Leadership Association, and our transportation unit. Those 3 contracts now are settled with your approval this evening.
Questions? All right. With that,
And I just want to add, too, they were overwhelmingly approved by their membership.
Good point. Thank you. With that, may I have a motion to approve the CCMA, WHEELA, and transportation labor contracts? So moved, Jen. I love it. Second, Linda. All in favor? Aye.
All right, next up is the approval of a resolution to settle a tax certiorari agreement with property at 1168 Lake Road that dates back all the way to 2019-20. So I have laid out what our potential exposure would have been. This is a property where we have gone all the way to court with previously and lost. Settling this at these terms, still with refunds of $68,818, still avoids a significant amount of the potential exposure, which with the history of the property, we didn't have a good good feeling if we took it all the way. So I think this is the best agreement. Town agrees. They're on board as well. So pending approval tonight, we will settle this 5-year-old tax certiorari case.
Oof. Questions? All right, motion to approve the tax cert settlement as presented. So moved, Linda. Second. Carol, all in favor? Aye. Safety plan.
Next up is the final conclusion of the school safety plan public comment period. Last meeting, we opened that up. No changes this year, and we received no comments over the last 30 days that came in on it. So it's the same exact plan with no changes.
Okay. Questions? No? With that, motion to approve the safety plan for 2024-2025. So move, Jen. Second. Linda, all in favor? Aye. Bond resolution.
All right, this one needs a roll call vote.
Yeah.
Since the budget vote and the proposition for transportation were approved last month, we can now have the bond resolution for us to be able to go out and borrow for the money for the new buses that will come in the fall. Same amounts that were approved, it's just the legalese of the bond resolution allowing us now to go borrow the money to buy the buses.
Okay. Questions? So I'll do a motion and a second, and then we'll do a roll call vote. So motion to approve the bond resolution for buses and estoppel notice as approved by the community at the May 16th, 2023 vote. Should I say 2024?
It's actually the 16th. Was it 21st?
Yep.
21st.
That's
Should
okay.
say
May
May
21st,
21st,
thank you, 2024 vote. A roll call vote will follow. So may I have a motion first? So Linda, second. Carol, roll call.
Janice?
Yes.
Linda?
Yes.
Jen?
Yes.
Carol?
Yes.
Charlie?
Yes.
Maria?
Yes.
Thank you.
That passes. All right, thank you. Next, seeker. Sorry, I didn't catch that.
All right, keep going. Next up is another resolution based off of the budget passing, is the transfer of $100,000 for a capital outlay project for next year, 24-25. To do that, in essence, we need the State Environmental Quality Review Act. Since it's a $100,000 project, there is no real environmental review. The board just has to identify itself as the lead agency, and that's what this resolution is doing.
Questions? Oh, okay. I just always want to make sure. So motion to approve the seeker resolution for the 23-24 capital outlay project. So moved. Maria, second. Jen, all in favor? Aye. BOCES transportation.
And last for me this evening is our Monroe One BOCES Transportation Services contract for approval. Just about the same amount as this current year. We fluctuate around 40 students is what they could support for us, give or take one or two every now and then. So with board approval, this will be signed and sent off to New York State so we can get state aid now next year. Any
Good.
questions?
All right, then motion to approve the BOCES transportation contract for 23-24. So moved. Carol? Second. Jen? All in favor? Aye.
Yeah.
It is, right, 24-25. Yeah, that's all right. All right, and then we amended the agenda to add a resolution for an addendum to Superintendent Neenan's employment. Are there any questions on that? All right, so with that, may I have a motion to approve the addendum to the employment agreement for Superintendent Neenan? So moved. Linda, second. Charlie, all in favor? Aye. Check that off the list. Board highlights. Anyone got anything pressing they want to share? Carol, jump right in.
I went to the job fair. Wow. It was so impressive just to see everything that is available to students today. It made me feel hopeful for them, especially for the students that aren't going on to college right away or at any time. There are so many opportunities for training and jobs. I went to the Titan Scholars Garden.
Oh, yeah.
My husband and I went and we worked with the students. Mostly I talked and he did the gardening. It's pretty typical. But what I think this is really important when we do these programs. As a teacher I've had students come to me over the years with so many problems. If we had a program like we do now, students that are in turmoil can find themselves in service and maybe I'm not saying it would solve all problems, but it certainly would head them in a direction where they felt value for themselves and were part of an important community. So those students are amazing. And then Linda and I went to the Service Scholar presentation where each student, I think you went later, presented that. And so that we visited Plank North, which was amazing. And I can't remember if I reported this last time, that my husband and I went to the Gold Prom. Yeah, I did, right? I can't remember which.
They mentioned it tonight, so yeah.
Oh, yeah. So we went to that, and that was fun. He just goes along with all this.
Sam's the best.
So I have to say, this is the end of my second year, and I am so impressed with all the activities that we get a chance to see.
Great. Anybody else?
I would say I just want to thank all the people who gave their time to put on the Luminary Walk. I'm grateful that the weather held up and the amount of people that showed up for both schools. It's nice to see both sides of both Thomas and Schrader walking together. So it was a great experience.
Yeah, definitely.
It's nice to see all of the signs up for the seniors. It's so
I do
awesome
like
to
that
drive
tradition.
around
Yeah.
and see how many kids in your neighborhood are actually graduating. It's impressive. It's really nice to have been keeping that up year after year, even after COVID.
Yeah, I was gonna say, one of the nice things that came out of COVID was that
I know,
recognition.
Really nice.
Yeah. I just want to thank PTSA, all the teachers, the administrators, and all the students that have emailed us and invited us to different events this year. It's been amazing, and I think we have been able to accept every single invitation that we've had, and it's a great opportunity for us to connect with the community. So we appreciate all that everyone does, and also the information that they give to us so that we also are able to attend. So, yeah, thank you.
All right, that's pretty good. A lot of good things tonight. This is awesome. All right, that brings us to the consent agenda. We added the addendums from earlier in our motion to adjust the agenda. So unless there's any other questions regarding the consent, motion to approve the consent agenda. Jen, so moved. Second. Linda, all in favor? All right. All right. So this brings us to our public speaking portion of the meeting. I'm just going to read a couple of reminders for everyone. The public comment section of the meeting is a time for the Board of Education to listen. Meetings are not an opportunity to engage in dialogue and are not public forums. Each speaker has 3 to 4 minutes to address the board. We must refrain from discussing specific personnel or students. Comments naming specific personnel should be addressed privately or in writing to the board in order to protect the individual's rights. Matters that would infringe upon student privacy will not be addressed in this public forum. Other than that, I think we're good. Heather, do we have any speakers tonight?
We have 2, Kevin Lockhart.
I'm guessing that he's not here.
I don't think so.
Thank you.
And then Linda Burnett.
Okay.
Yep.
Sure.
Okay. Hi, everybody. My name is Linda Burnett, and I am an educator. I'm an education specialist, and I have been working as a reading tutor, working with one of your students, and I'm being paid through a due process settlement agreement that was reached with my students' parents. It was a pretty sizable agreement. I'm sure you all know the amount, but conservative, $45,000 to $50,000. It's a big amount. Sure. Conservative estimate, $45,000 to $50,000. That's a lot of money to spend. And one of the reasons I'm here is because I don't think you, as the Board of Education, or the taxpayers of this community want to go another round of that. It's just a horrible waste of money. And the emotions and the hardship it causes for, of course, the student who is failing and his parents, what they've been through. Nobody needs that. I have my own business. I have a website, lindaburdett.net. My teaching philosophy is there, and my background is there. So rather than me tell you about myself, I will just go on to say that this, I've been in education my entire career, and I love it. I went back and I went to earn a PhD at Syracuse University, a PhD, all but dissertation. That's where I'm at. I just love it. Again, it's been my whole life. This is the hardest year I have ever had. I'm exhausted. I have lost sleep. I have been, I dealt with hostility and aggression and stonewalling, as well as the parents have, all for absolutely no reason that makes any sense. I started working with my student over this summer. I immediately noticed he had some interfering behaviors. So, you know, dyslexia, ADHD, and anxiety, he guesses. It interferes, right? It's very common for students that I work with. Many of them have complex neurologically based disabilities. Anyway, I address the interfering behaviors and provide them with a very structured program that I use. It's a high impact tutoring with a very structured evidence-aligned 6-step approach I use. He made terrific progress. He was at a kindergarten, first grade level, going into 5th grade. And over the summer, he made great progress. So again, for years, he's been stagnating, no progress, and he starts to move up. And of course, parents are thrilled, I'm thrilled, and he is so proud of himself. That continued, and by November...
Your time is running out, just so you know, so you might want to wrap it up.
Who said that?
I said that your yellow is on, so you might want to wrap it up. It's 3 to 4 minutes.
By November, he met his annual goal, which was so exciting and so wonderful to see that from a student who has been failing for year after year after year.
Thank you. Your time is up. Please feel free to address this in writing if you'd like to discuss this any further, okay? Thank you for coming. All right. With that, I don't believe we have any other speakers, correct? Okay. All right. With that, may I have a motion to adjourn the meeting? So moved. Carol, second. Jen, all in favor? Aye. All right. Thank you.